All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about something really confusing, something that honestly is just draining. I'm talking about that person in your life who is, on the surface, just so nice, but after you talk to them, you just feel empty. It's this weird paradox that can genuinely make you feel like you're the one who's crazy. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not.
So let me ask you straight up. Have you ever walked away from a conversation with someone who's super charming, or really helpful, or seems so humble, and you just feel off? Like your energy has been totally siphoned away? If you're nodding your head right now, then you're in the right place. And look, those feelings, they are absolutely real. There's a genuine psychological toll here. It's a whole pattern of things. This nagging sense of confusion, you start questioning your own judgment, and you notice your self-esteem just takes a nosedive. Before you know it, you're anxious, you're doubting yourself, and you are just bone tired. It's that awful feeling of always walking on eggshells, trying not to set someone off, even when you don't know what the trigger is.
Now, here is the most important thing you need to understand. This is not an accident. That feeling of being drained and confused, it's actually the intended result of a very sophisticated, very hidden system of influence. It's like an invisible machine designed to work just under the radar of your conscious mind.
So, let's pop the hood on this covert manipulation engine. We're going to map out the invisible architecture that makes it all run.
The technical term for what we're dealing with is covert emotional manipulation. And the definition here is everything. See, it's not about obvious in-your-face aggression. It's all about sneaky, underhanded tactics. And they all have one single goal: to gain power and control over you by messing with how you see the world and, more importantly, how you see yourself.
And this is why it's so confusing. We can all spot the classic overt narcissist a mile away, right? They're loud, they're arrogant, they demand the spotlight. But the covert narcissist, they're the complete opposite. They can seem humble, quiet, maybe even a little insecure. They love to play the victim to get your sympathy, and they use passive aggression instead of direct fights. Their ego is just as big, it's just hidden behind that nice facade. This quote just hits the nail on the head. A wolf in sheep's clothing. That persona of the super helpful nice guy or the selfless person who does so much for others. It's the perfect camouflage. It's designed to make you drop your guard and second-guess your own gut feelings. Because, how could someone that good be the source of so much pain? So what are the actual moves they're making? Let's open up their playbook and break down the specific tactics they use to keep you off balance and under their control.
Okay, tactic number one is probably the most powerful, and it's called intermittent reinforcement. It always starts with something called the love bomb. This is that initial phase of just intoxicating charm. We're talking intense flattery, constant attention, making you feel like you finally met your soulmate. It creates this incredible high, and it gets you hooked fast.
But then, once you're attached, the script flips. Devaluation begins. Out of nowhere, for some tiny mistake you supposedly made, or sometimes for no reason at all that affection just vanishes. It gets replaced with the silent treatment or little backhanded compliments that are actually insults. That sudden switch from hot to cold, it's designed to throw you into a state of panic and confusion.
And that constant push-pull creates a real biological craving in your brain. Seriously, it's not just in your head, it's chemical. You become addicted to the high of the love-bombing phase, just like a gambler gets hooked on pulling the lever of a slot machine, hoping for that big win. You'll start doing almost anything to get that good feeling back, and that's how they make you dependent on them for your own sense of self-worth. It's called a trauma bond.
All right, the next major tool in their kit is gaslighting. And the purpose of gaslighting is brutal and simple. It's to make you stop trusting your own mind. It's a slow, steady process of them denying things, twisting facts, and lying so persistently that you start to question your own memory, your perception, even your sanity. And these phrases, these are the weapons of gaslighting. Have you heard these before? You're being too sensitive. Oh, come on. I was just kidding. Or the big one. That never happened. Every single one is designed to make you doubt what you know to be true. It shifts the problem from their behavior to your reaction. And a final piece of the puzzle is isolation. See, a manipulator's biggest enemy is an outside perspective. They know that if you talk to your friends or family, someone might say, "Hey, that doesn't sound right." So they'll work to cut you off from your support system, making them the only voice you hear, the only source of truth you have. It creates this little bubble where only their version of reality exists. Okay, so now that we know the playbook, how in the world do you fight back? Let's get to the most important part of this whole thing, the actual tools you can use to start reclaiming your own reality. The very first thing you need to do, and this is so powerful, is to write things down. Document everything. Gaslighting works because it makes your memory feel fuzzy and unreliable. So keep a private journal, save screenshots of text messages, create an objective record of what actually happened. This isn't for arguing with them, it's for you. It's your anchor to reality. It's proof that you're not imagining things.
The next tool is boundaries. And let's get really clear on what a boundary actually is. It is not about telling the other person what to do or trying to change them. A boundary is a line you draw for yourself. It's you deciding what you will and will not put up with. It is the ultimate form of self-protection. And I know that can feel intimidating, so here are some actual scripts you can use. When they try to gaslight you, instead of getting into a fight, you calmly say, "I'm confident in what I experienced." When they give you the silent treatment, you say, "I'm ready to talk when you are, let me know." See how that works? They're not attacks, they are just calm, firm statements that hold your line.
Because here's the secret. The goal is not to win the argument. You will never win. The goal is to refuse to even play their game anymore. When you use these kinds of phrases, you are taking your ball and going home. You are disengaging from their crazy-making narrative and choosing to protect your own peace.
I want to leave you with this one last thought, because it's maybe the most important diagnostic tool you have. Just forget about trying to analyze every single thing they say or do. Instead, just analyze the effect they have on you. If you consistently feel less strong, less confident, less secure, or less sane than you did before this person was in your life, that's it. That's the signal. That feeling is not a weakness on your part, it is evidence. Trust it.